results. Revenue at 3.17 billion euros, up 4.2% year over year.
Reporting third quarter sales up 4.8%. Franklin Golf Romeo.
The Fed policy will be driven by the pace of the data. Same policy will remain accommodative.
Futures off session low, still down about 1% on the day for a little more than 4 pennies.
Lim, welcome, Yun.
Oh, thank you.
And Yun, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you? Are you from the United States originally, or did you immigrate here?
Oh, I am from South Korea, where I traded Kospi 200 index options there.
I see. Okay. And you have been living in the United States for how many years now?
Yeah, for 5.5 years, since 2005.
5.5 years. Okay. Well, your English is excellent. And and Yun, you speak 3 languages, right? So I assume Korean and English are 2 of the 3. What's the third one?
The third one is Portuguese. That's my most fluent language because I am a lawyer in Brazil.
You're a lawyer in Brazil, but
Yeah.
where do you live?
Oh, I went to Brazil when I was 7, and I graduated from law school in Brazil.
Wow. So I would not have guessed Portuguese as that third language. And that's so you speak better Portuguese than you do Korean or English?
Yeah, Portuguese is my #1 language, Korean is my #2, and English is my worst language.
That's fascinating. Well, you speak very good English, so I don't think you should feel apologetic at all about that.
Oh, thank you.
So, yes, you speak great English. Well, if I ever need a lawyer in Brazil, I know who to call now.
Oh, don't worry.
What kind of law do you practice?
I practice commercial law, and firm commercial law, so mostly commercial.
Fascinating. You learn new things every day. Amazing. Okay. Well, Yun is an expert in iron condors utilizing the ZB futures options, which we haven't discussed at all on the options tribe, and that's one of the reasons I wanted Yun to come on, because it's a new area, and it's a very interesting area, actually. So ZB is the symbol on the futures. These are futures options, which are no different than normal options, but the underlying is a futures contract as opposed to a stock. And the futures contract is the 30-year, these are the futures on the 30-year Treasury bond. So before we move on, I want to just see if there's anything going on, on the chat. And it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like there's any questions at this time. So we'll go back to the normal slideshow mode. All right. So what I'd like to now do next is to talk about some of the unique features of the ZB futures options. And there's a couple things that are weird about them. And one of them is that instead of the prices being expressed in pennies like they are in options, so in an options chain, if you see 64 cents, it means 64 cents. That's, 64 cents times 100, actually, so it's $6.40 to actually purchase that particular option. But in the case of the ZB options, and this is something that Yun taught me, so I thank you for that, Yun, is that these options are actually expressed in terms of 64ths. So if a price is quoted as, in this case, 23, then what it really means is 23/64ths, which really translates into 36 cents. If you do the math, 23/64ths is some number larger than 23, and that 23/64ths, if you do the math, is actually 0.36. So what that means is, if something is quoted at 23, it's really 36 cents. Correct, Yun?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And if a price is quoted as 1.29, it isn't $1.29. It's 64 plus 29, or 93/64ths of a dollar. So you have to do that math, 93/64ths, and that comes out to 1.54, and therefore it would be $1.45. So an option quoted at 129 will really cost you $1.45 times 100. Now, I know it's a little confusing, but I just want to, before we go on, it's important for everyone to understand that because you're not going to understand the math otherwise. So, would anyone say they're confused by that, or would you say you generally understood what I just said? Maybe just one or two people just type in the chat. If you didn't, it's a little confusing, so I'm very happy to repeat it if you'd like. But I just want to make sure that everyone understands that. Understood? All right, thanks, Nagaraj. All right. The famous Nagaraj is here. Okay, good. So so normally they expire on the 4th Friday of the previous month, which is different from normal options, which expire on the 3rd Friday of the current month. So the January, thanks, Pavel, thank you. So the January 2012 ZB options will not expire on December 16th, which is the 3rd Friday in December. They will actually expire on December 23rd, which is the 4th Friday in December.
Thank you for watching this clip of our Options Tribe webinar. The rest of the recording is available on optionstribe.com. I'm Seth Freudberg, and I've been hosting the Options Tribe since May of 2011. We've brought in options experts from all over the world to make excellent presentations to our members. So go right now to optionstribe.com to learn more about options education, or you can send me an email at sfreudberg@smbcap.com.